Oh, I was muted. Hello, world. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Rubber Duck Thursdays. I'm Kadesha, and I'm so happy that you're here with me today. So nice of you to be joining. We have some really exciting news that dropped today at GitHub, and I would love to tell you about it. Just gonna turn down the music a bit and switch it to a more calming sound. But how are you? How are you doing? Um, I'm doing good. I just got back from a conference, so my energy is not as high today as it usually is because I've been talking all morning. um, but yes, hi. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know where you're joining from. So if this is your first time watching Rubber Duck Thursdays, it's a very chill stream. You know, we kind of just work on stuff, we build projects, answer questions, learn from each other, and just vibe. But today, I want to tell you about our launches. So, we launched quite a few things this week, and I'd love to share it with you. Hello, Ahmed. Hello, Morgana. Thank you for joining. So, let's get into the stream. So, as usual, I'm going to pop you guys on my secondary monitor so that I can share this one right here. Hello there from Brazil. Oh my gosh, welcome to the stream. How is Brazil at this time of year? Thank you for joining. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and let's get going. Let's get going. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. So, the most important thing today is to know that we just launched Copilot CLI literally like a few hours ago. We clicked live on it for you. So Copilot CLI is your way to build agentically in your terminal using GitHub Copilot Coding Agent. So it's essentially the front end for the Copilot Coding Agent runtime that runs on github.com, and it is really, really nice. So today we're going to be taking a look at Copilot CLI to see what it can do, what you can do with it, and how you can install it and start using it. I am so excited about it. Let me know if you're excited about it. Okay, so Andrew says that you're entering summer in Brazil. That's very interesting because we're about to enter fall here in the state. Yeah, fall here in the States. Is today the first day of fall? Maybe today's the first day of fall. Um, but yeah, thanks y'all so much for joining. So, like I said, we're going to be digging into your terminal's newest sidekick, Copilot CLI. You can install it with npm, and yeah, we're going to get into it. But as usual, let's first go to the changelog. I don't think I pulled it. Oh yeah, let's first go to the changelog to see what else we've shipped this week, and then we'll dig into the Copilot CLI. Okay, so looks like Copilot Coding Agent, which is our agent on github.com, is now officially GA, so it's generally available. Exciting news. So Copilot Coding Agent is an asynchronous developer agent that allows you to build, ship, test features right on github.com. So essentially you can assign an issue in your repository to the coding agent, and it will go ahead and work on it for you, and you can just go ahead and work on something else. So that is incredible. It's been used to create more than 1 million pull requests, not 100,000. Copilot Coding Agent has already been used to create more than 1 million pull requests since its launch in public preview in May. Wow, that is amazing. That's about what, like 4 months? And 1 million PRs. That is incredible. So if you have access to the coding agent, I encourage you to use it. You can use it to implement new features, to fix bugs, to address technical debt, that backlog that nobody talks about, to improve test coverage, and to update your documentation. So it can do, the full gamut of work that we do. So that's really, really exciting. Yeah, exactly. How exciting. I am super stoked about all these ships. So let's see what else we can do. Let's see what else we shipped today or this week. Looks like Copilot Spaces is also now generally available, and this is as of yesterday. So that's also super exciting. So Copilot Spaces allows you to bring your context in one central area. So whether it be your files, your PRs, your issues, your repositories, you can just bring it together in one area so that Copilot has the necessary context it needs to properly answer your questions. Right? So that's really good. That's really good. So definitely check out Copilot Spaces. It is now available, and you can also use it directly in your IDE through the remote GitHub MCP server. And yeah, to get started, you go to github.com/copilot/spaces, and it will open up this space for you here, just like that. So definitely check that out. Let's see what else is on here. So it looks like you can start and track Copilot Coding Agent tasks in GitHub Mobile. There's been some updates to GitHub Spark. automatic error fixes, faster publishing, and reliable improvements. How many of you have used GitHub Spark? I'm very curious, very, very curious. Hello, Nicole. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Pick the repository and base branch when assigning issues to Copilot. Oh, well, that's nice, actually. Now, pick the repo and base branch when assigning issues to Copilot. Look at that. I actually really like that feature. Especially if your team uses repos to manage a lot of work. This is an especially great addition. Yay, team. Upcoming deprecation of select Copilot models. Okay, so probably retiring some older models, but Claude Opus 4.1 is now generally available in GitHub Copilot, and so is GPT-5 Codex, slowly rolling out in public preview for GitHub Copilot. So that's super exciting. We have some security changes. So a lot of great stuff happening on the changelog there. And when it comes to the blog, I love checking the blog. The blog is always good to check. It looks like we have a new GitHub podcast. Make sure you check out the GitHub podcast. It's really, really good. And so this week we sat down to talk to Keely Hammond on Electron. So Electron allows you to build applications for your desktop apps. Open source, fully scalable, and a lot of enterprise actually uses Electron to do that. So make sure you listen to the GitHub podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so I'm doing a lot of talking, but we're going to get into the building today to show you how you can use GitHub Copilot, Copilot CLI. Looks like the GitHub Copilot gets smarter at finding your code inside our new embedding model. Ooh, that's interesting. So I would love for you to, oh no, check out this blog post and learn more about this. This is super interesting. But let's go back to the nitty-gritty. So Copilot CLI is here, and if you go to this link here, it will take you to this beautiful repository where you can learn more about the CLI, the Copilot CLI, and you can learn how you can start using it. So here we go. So Copilot CLI is terminal native, so it works directly in your command line. So whatever terminal you're using, you can use it with that terminal. I'm using iTerm 2 today with ZSH, so that's what we'll be using today. But it does support Linux, macOS, and Windows here. And I believe on Windows, it works with PowerShell and also via WSL. So one thing to note is that the GitHub MCP server is automatically shipped with the Copilot CLI, so you can ask questions about your repositories, your issues. You can create issues, update issues, all that stuff using the Copilot CLI. You can also add additional MCP servers automatically into the CLI, and it's fully agentic, right? So it can build, edit, debug, and refactor your code within your terminal. So yeah, to use the Copilot CLI, you will need to have Node.js v22 or higher, NPM v10 or higher, and then on Windows, PowerShell v6 or higher. You also need to have an active GitHub Copilot subscription to get access to the Copilot CLI. And then once you have all those prerequisites, then you can install it via NPM, doing npm install-g at github/copilot, and then you launch it by doing Copilot. So I already have it installed, of course, so let's go through it, but definitely go to this repository here to learn how you can start using it. Give it a star if you need to, so you don't lose the page, and go forth and build. So yeah, let's take a look at it. So this is the full documentation here on our GitHub doc site. where you can learn even more on how you can use Copilot CLI. So I was looking at it today, and so you can stop running an operation by pressing escape. You can include a specific file in your prompt. You can work with files in different locations. You can, resume interactive sessions. You can use custom instructions. You can do a lot with Copilot CLI. So let me pop up my terminal and let's check it out, right? So here I'm using, let me actually make this like super big. It's probably going to be massive for me when I want to make sure you can see. All right, so you should be able to see my my terminal here. And like I said, I'm using iTerm 2. So once you install Copilot CLI with that npm command, let me show you again. So you can install it using this command here. Once you install it, then you are ready to start using it. And you can start using it by simply typing Copilot. If you want to verify if you have it installed, you can do Copilot-V, right? You'll see that I have this version here. And then if I do Copilot, then, it's going to ask me, do you want to trust the files in this folder? And I can say, yes, proceed. And we are ready to rumble. I think this is too zoomed in for me here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. And we are ready to rumble. Now, it does have a really cute banner that you can, when you first start using the CLI, you will need to log in. And then once you're logged in and you initiate or like start a new Copilot flow, you'll see this beautiful banner. But I already did that, and you can actually set it up where it always shows. But this is the banner. Ah, I love it so much. But when you load it up, you'll see that really pretty banner here that says, welcome to GitHub. It tells you the version that you're in, and now you can start going, right? So let's actually see what we can do, right? So when you load it up, it will tell you that who you're logged in as. So if it's your first time using the Copilot CLI, you want to do /login. And then it's going to prompt you to log into github.com or GitHub Enterprise, right? And you can also, check out the other / commands. So like right now, it says I'm connected to the GitHub MCP server. And I've also configured the Playwright MCP server because I love using the Playwright MCP server. And so if you do /MCP, if you do /MCP show, you can see, any additional MCP servers that you're connected to. And if you want to add a new MCP, you can do /MCP. Then you can, go ahead and follow the configuration instructions that appears on your screen. So for example, if I wanted to add a new server, I would click A and I would enter the details of that server right here, right? Does that make sense? Awesome. So let's, yeah, exactly. OMG, finally got a Copilot CLI. I really liked Claude Code as terminal lover, but of course with having Copilot via being a student, I didn't really want to pay for that. Yeah, exactly. Vivax, like it's here, and we'd love to get your feedback. Please go install it. npm install at GitHub /Copilot. Use it, play with it, and let us know what you think. This is a public preview, and so we are really looking for that feedback, right? So let's start in our Advocat Hub project. This is a project that we've been building and that we've been working on together and that I've been using to show you, the capabilities of GitHub Copilot. So let's start at the very beginning. Let's say like this is my first time in the project. I don't know what it is. I can, tell me about this project. Very simple to start with. And you're going to see like it goes into this thinking mode here. And you can always hit the escape key to cancel the request. It would tell you how many requests you have remaining in the terminal. Awesome. So right now you see it's like going through all these files to figure out what the project is, so it can give you a comprehensive overview of the project. I'm just looking at your comments while it's going, so let's see. How exciting is getting hot. Okay, let's look at this comment. So this person says Copilot is very helpful, but I think in general, coding agents make developers somewhat stupid. That's kind of mean to say. Like if you want to learn coding assistant, let's say Copilot is doing anything, what you learn, like what do you learn if you're using coding assistants to build? So you get the best results and the most use out of coding assistants if you do know how to code. So like this is developers across the world are using GitHub Copilot to accelerate their development, and companies are seeing ROI of up to 3,000% is what I heard today from an engineering leader. And so saying that developers who use coding assistants are stupid, it's just a very mean thing to say. It depends on how you're using the tool, right? So if you're using the tool to build, and you're not reviewing, you're not validating, you're not implementing proper coding standards, and you're brand new to coding, then you won't really learn anything. But if you use it as a tool to learn by asking intelligent questions, by asking the meaning of its implementation, by asking why this and not that, by asking questions and reading the output, then you will learn at a more accelerated pace. So that blanket statement is that's a lot to say. It's a lot to say. So I'm curious about GPT-5 Codex. Yeah, same. So you can use GPT-5 Codex in GitHub Copilot. The Copilot CLI currently uses Claude Sonnet 4, and you can also enable the GPT, I think it's GPT-5, by updating the model variable. You can check the documentation for those details to see how to do that. But let me know if you have any questions about the Copilot CLI, or if you're excited about it, what you think about it, if you've installed it already. Let me know. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's keep going. So I asked it about the project, and now it's telling me all about it, which is really good, because like this is like having a really great overview, because especially if the project that you're in doesn't have a README, and there are still so many projects without READMEs, you can essentially just take this entire thing that Copilot generated and just pop it in a README file if you don't have one. And now people that go to your repository will know what it's about, right? So you can see it really focused on the overview of the project. This is a tracking tool specifically built for developer advocates to organize and manage their content across multiple platforms. Yep. The architecture and the tech stacks that goes into the front end, the TypeScript, state management, all that stuff, right? Tells us about the core features, the structure, the design system, the categories, the use cases. It goes through all that stuff, right? So let's take a look at what else we can do. So let me actually start up the application. Oh, I need to zoom in on this screen as well so you can see. All right, that's better. Let me know if I need to zoom in some more. And if this is your first time joining, we've been building this project over the course of, a few weeks here. So, oh, it added this to the wrong page. Let's go here. Oh, it's actually here. Awesome. So this is Advocate Hub. It allows me to easily track my content as an advocate. We do a lot of content creation as developer advocates. And so this application is just going to help me to easily capture the content and have it in an organized fashion, right? So there's still a lot of work to do here. But one thing I want to do is I want to add the ability to search by, let's say by tag, by title, by anything. I just want to add search capabilities into here. I can have Copilot CLI help me with that, right? So I want to add to search across categories, tags, titles, let's just say tags, titles, and description. Help me implement that feature. And now it's going to go ahead and implement that. So if I do slash, let's take a look at the slash commands available right, while it's thinking, right? So if I do slash, you can see that there are quite a few commands that's available to you. So you have add directory. So if I'm currently in my Advocate Hub directory, so I can add a directory that's not a part of the Advocate Hub to have Copilot take a look at that as well while I'm working in here. You can do the clear, of course. Press the clear button. That's regular. Let's see again. Oop. I should be able to go. Oh, I don't think I can scroll up and down while it's thinking. Okay, so we have clear, we have CWD to change the working directory, exit, feedback. There are more items below, so let's have Copilot think before we do that. But if we do add, we can, directly attach files here into the context window or the prompt window. We can also add images to give Copilot context as to what it can do. We can run sessions concurrently using Copilot CLI. So it's really good. So right now, once it starts making changes, it will ask permission to edit the file. So I'm just going to go ahead and say yes and approve all file operations for the rest of this session. And it's going to go ahead and make those edits for me, and then we can see if we have the search functionality enabled. Okay, let's see. Just started using Copilot. Oh, that's good, Thomas. How do you like it so far? Game changer. Yes, I do agree that the Copilot CLI is absolutely a game changer. How do you make the command that colorful? Oh, great question. So I use ZSH. So I use iTerm2. iTerm2, and then I have like a theme. I think it's Dracula, the Dracula theme, I think. And then I also use, I think it's like Powerline. Hold on, let me look up the documentation here so I can just link it to you. Here's a blog post. I do need to update the one that I have on my blog because I didn't include how I did like the colors in the terminal. Hold on. So this is the blog post that I use. Make your terminal, make your command line colorful. So go to that blog post. Hopefully you can click on it and it will walk you through exactly how to make your terminal as colorful and as pretty as mine. Yeah. Okay. So now it wants to start the dev server to test the search functionality. So I'm just going to say yes. Go ahead and do that. All right, so now it's going to see if there are any compilation errors or warning. You can see that it's working pretty quickly here. I'm just waiting for that output. Okay, let me see if there are any more questions. Let me know if you have questions as I go. Let's see. Okay, so now it's even creating a test file for us, like a test to test the functionality that it implemented. Can I paste images? Yes, you can paste images in Copilot CLI. Let's see, can it paste the prompts via args? That is having it generate code without having to interact with it in its UI. I'm not sure, Russell. Give it a go and let me know what you find. Give it a go and let me know. I didn't see anything in the docs about that. I haven't tried doing it. So yeah. Let me know if there are any more questions. Okay, so now it's updating the README. Okay. Create that. Clean up the files. It would need proper TypeScript compilations. Okay. You can see it gives us like step-by-step everything that's going on. So pretty great, right? Hello, is Chris Reddington okay? I haven't seen him do his Thursday sessions for a few weeks. Yes, he is great. I believe he's on vacation. So he's taking, a nice vacation from work. Thank you for asking. I'll let him know that you asked about him, Surly Dev. All right, so it looks like the search feature has been implemented, and as usual, it gives us the exact list of exactly what it's done, and how it's done it and why it chose to do it the way that it did. And now here is the search bar that appeared, and it followed all our styles. So if I search for video, yeah, looks like it's working, right? If I add a tag called memo, I should be able to search by that tag, and I can. So that's great. If I search for YouTube, it does bring up the YouTube things. That was pretty fast, and it looks good. So React tutorial, okay, basic search, platform search, tag search, content type combined. So that's pretty good. Good job. Okay, so I wanted to show you the slash commands, right? So let's Okay, let's do slash. And so now you have clear, you can change your working directory, feedback, help. You can list your directory, log in, log out, show, add, edit, delete, enable, disable MCPs. You can reset the list of tools that you allow. You can resume your sessions if you do like copilot -- resume. It will start the last session that you were on locally. You can set the theme, and you can show, list, or switch between your GitHub users. So that's good. Didn't know about that last one. But if we do /help, we can see everything that we can do in the Copilot CLI here. So here we can see we can mention files, escape, Control-C to cancel an operation, Control-D to shut down, Control-L to clear the screen, Control-R to expand. There are also motion shortcuts. Okay, so you can move to the beginning or the end of a line, delete previous character, delete previous word, or move the cursor by word. All right. Navigate the command history. It also does respect any type of instructions you have. So whether it's Copilot instructions or agents.md or any other type of instructions, Claude.md, Gemini.md, Copilot CLI will honor those instructions file and follow that for you. And then we have a huge list of available commands that you can use with the Copilot CLI. Yeah, any questions, guys? You guys are very quiet today. Are you all as a little low energy as I am? Let me know. Right? So let's cancel this, because something else that you can do is you can go into like programmatic mode. So you don't always have to do Copilot to interact with the Copilot CLI. You can do like Copilot, I believe it's -P, and you can say how many issues are assigned to me in this repo to send that prompt off. And because the GitHub CLI is automatically included in the Copilot CLI, it's going to go ahead and check the issues using the GitHub MCP server. Oh, hold on. Let's try that again. And I'm going to do -- allow all tools. Let's see if that works. All right, so looks like that works. So you want to make sure you set this flag. You want to give it permission to use specific tools when you're using this like programmatic mode. And it looks like I don't have any issues in this repo, which is correct. Which is correct, actually. So that's good. But it was able to understand who I am when I said, like, what issues are assigned to me, because there is a tool called Get Me that it's using from the MCP server. So that's good. And it looks like the person that asked earlier, if let me see what you asked. You asked if we can, if you have to. Let me just look it up. Hold on. Oh, I lost it. It's like buried within the comments. 1 second. Oh, can you pass the prompt via args, that is, have it generate code without having to interact with it in its UI? Yes. So it looks like we can run a command like this to Copilot. Let's say I have a script somewhere. I can run this command to Copilot, and it will know, to Copilot CLI, and it will know how to use that. It will be able to follow the prompt that's in there. And you can do many more things, right? So let's say I want to commit these. Let's go back into the Copilot. Yes. And so let's say I want to commit these changes to the repo, right? Let's see. It should be able to perform Git operations as well. All right, so I'm going to approve all Git operations here. Okay, let's see. Any more questions? I'm working on a project and listening to the stream. Awesome. So right now it's going to push up these changes. So it sees it did like a commit right here, add comprehensive search functionality, and then it made a very, very extensive commit message here. And so now it's provided us with a commit summary. So let's see if I can go to the repo. Do I not have it? Let me just pop it up over here and bring it over. What branch am I on? Let's see. Currently on the MVP branch. Okay. Did you push it, or no, I just asked you to commit. Okay, push these changes to the MVP branch. Yes, approve, get push. Let's see, maybe yes, very low, not having any energy right now. Yeah, same, Morgana. I'm pretty low energy today. Okay, let's see. No issues. Are you allowed to go home early once all the issues are closed? Funny. You would think, right? You would think that we would be able to work a little bit less. Okay, yeah, so it did push the commit. Let me pop it over here so you can see. So now we can just it's right here. Add comprehensive search functionality. Right there. So you can use all the Git stuff with Copilot CLI. Very, very cool, very exciting, very exciting. What else would you like to see me do with the Copilot CLI? Let me know. Oh my goodness. So what I'm doing is very alien, so you can follow or understand. Are you saying you don't understand? Help me understand. Greetings from South Africa. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's keep building with the Copilot CLI, right? Bum, bum, bum. Something else you can do. So like, let me pull up this doc here. A lot of the things that you can do are going to be in the documentation here. I really love this the image right there. Okay, so for a local task, of course, you can, do some coding. So you can ask it to change some CSS styles, tell you about file changes. So show me the last 5 changes made to the changelog, who changed it, and give me a summary. You can ask it to suggest improvements to content.js to improve your code or documentation. Rewrite the README of this project and make it more accessible to newcomers. That would be good. Some of you don't have READMEs in your project, and I don't know why. So let's say, for example, I could do and let me add a file here. Let's see. Oh, these are all like the Playwright images. Where is, can I do like slash? Okay, great. So I can do source slash, and I'm going to do content.astro, and I'm going to say add tests for this specific method / file. I don't really remember what this file looks like. Hold on. And so while that's going, I'm answering the question about running multiple instances of Copilot CLI. So while Copilot is adding tests here, I can actually come in here and say Copilot-P. I'm just going to go into the Copilot because that's just a little easier. And I can say what other features can I add to this project, just to show you that yes, you can run multiple instances of Copilot. I'm going to say yes. So while it's thinking here on, setting up tests for that specific method, it's also thinking here on what features I can add to the project. So yes, you can run multiple instances of Copilot CLI, which I think is really, really cool. Now, if you're going to make changes to your project on the same branch, you may run into issues, right? So if you want to run multiple instances of Copilot, I'd recommend, at least right now, I'd recommend you to create new branches and have it run on different branches if you want to do different things at the same time. Oh, look at this big error message. Probably should look at that. So yes, you can run multiple instances of the CLI, but still do, still practice proper branch management, and there will still be merge conflicts if you make multiple changes, like different changes on the same branch. So be mindful of that. Okay, so how would it perform if I asked to build a basic HTML website, but kind of like a game, a simple one though, like Tetris? Ooh, I don't know. Should we try it? We can try doing that. Okay, I'm just going to stop this, actually. I just wanted to show you that you can run multiple instances of Copilot. Let's just clear this out. And let's actually, yeah, okay. So it gave me some additional feature ideas, but I already have, issues. I didn't assign them to myself, but I have issues with features that I want to add to the project. But let's try building a basic HTML website, but kind of like a game, a simple one though, like Tetris. Okay, so let's come up with something. So I'm currently in the Advocat Hub directory. I don't want to be in this directory, so I'm going to just come out of it. Let's create a new one called Tetris. I'm just going to call it Tetris Game, if I can spell. And now let's go into Tetris Game, and let's initialize Git here, right? Great. So now let's go back into Copilot and let's see if we can make a game. So I would like, fingers crossed. I would like to build a simple HTML. I'm going to use your words website that is a game. I want it to be Tetris. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it do. Yeah. Okay, so when it says it can debug, does it mean it can actually run an interactive debugger, or does it mean it'll scan the code for bugs? Very interesting question. So when I see that in the docs that you can debug, I believe it means that, it can help you figure out why something isn't working. But can it run a debugger? I don't know. That's a very good question, Russell. It's a very good question. I don't know. We'd have to try it and see. We definitely have to try that and see. But currently we're working on this request here. Let's see how it does. So let's see what it's done so far. First of all, this is not a good prompt. Okay, it has no idea what I really want. All I said was to be like Tetris. So I'm assuming that it knows what Tetris is, right? That's my assumption. And full disclosure, I'm not a game girly, so I don't think I've ever played Tetris. So if it looks like I don't know how to play Tetris, it's because I've never played Tetris before. So I'm just gonna do a quick Google on to see what it even looks like. Oh, okay. So Tetris is like that, the candy. It's reminded me of that candy type game where like you like match things. Okay, great. I've played that. I just didn't realize it was called Tetris. So Elvis says, seems I need to try Copilot CLI as I've never tried it before. It looks awesome. Yes, Elvis. So this is brand new. We just launched this a few hours ago, actually. And we would love, love, love for you to try it and tell us what you think. So we do have a /feedback command that we would love for you to use to send us your feedback directly. Oh, so Copilot actually just opened up the Tetris game, but it opened it up on the browser over here. So let me pop it here for you. So this is the Tetris game it just built. And now it told us, okay, so how to play. Open index.html in your web browser. Okay, done. Click start game. Use the keyboard controls to play. Clear horizontal lines to score points. Game speeds up as you level up. Okay, Copilot. Oh my goodness, I'm going to embarrass myself now trying to play this game. Please be gentle. Please be gentle. But yes, Elvis, would love for you to give Copilot a CLI a go. If you go to this link, that link on the screen right now. If you go to that link on the screen right now, you should be able to go to the repository. And as you can see, I'm procrastinating on playing the game, okay? But I will do it. So go to this repository and you can star it. Like 30 people started just now. So you can star it and go forth and build. And have fun. And the most important thing to do is to give us your feedback, people. Please give us your feedback on the Copilot CLI. Okay, I'll go to the game. I'll go to Tetris. Oh gosh. So controls, side to move, up, down, space for a hard drop, P to pause. Alrighty. Start game. I don't know if I should. I feel like this one should probably just go in the middle. I'm gonna hard drop that right there. Oh no, I didn't do it properly. As you can see, it's already messed up. But it's all for funsies, right? All right. Well, that's like a L-shaped thing. Okay, so it actually did a pretty good job with that. Actually, I'm not very good at this, am I? I don't know. Can anyone play this game well? That's crazy. Anyway, so it actually did create Tetris, even with the prompt that wasn't, the best prompt ever. Anyway, I'm going to pause this. Because look at what I just did. Why does it look like that? I don't understand, but I think that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. So it did a great job with that prompt. I was expecting a website template with a Tetris theme and maybe some interactive elements. Oh, well, that sounds interesting. So what if we ask it to add a new page that looks like that? Let's see. Let's try it out. So can you add a new page to the site that serves as a website template with a Tetris theme and maybe some interactive elements. Let's see. I saw someone ask about the difference between GPT-5 and GPT-5 Codex. Did I hallucinate that? I don't think so. GPT-5 and GPT-5 Codex. Is that person still here? Did somebody ask that question? And to answer that question, I'm going to go straight to the source, right? So as far as I know, I look this up. As far as I know, GPT-5 Codex is specifically for agentic coding. So coding with agents. I believe it's a version of GPT-5, but let's see what OpenAI says in their documentation. Let's see what OpenAI says. Yeah, that's the question I saw. Okay, I'll pop that question up. Wow, Tetris game looks nice. I agree. It actually does. Look at this. It looks like a real Tetris game, right? I did a very bad job playing, but it works. Oh, it also tells you what's next. Oh, I didn't see that. Maybe I should start over and try again. But let's see. I'll create a new themed website page with interactive Tetris elements. Okay. Yeah, do it. Let me see what you got, please. All right, so while it's cooking, I'm gonna try again. Before I try again, let me see if I can answer that question. So off the top of my head, I'm just gonna say 3Dini. 3Dini, I don't know the differences. I would have to read up on it, and I can write a blog post about it. So if we go here, okay. So GPT-5 is a version, Codex is a version of GPT-5, further optimized for agentic coding in Codex. So I believe Codex is another CLI tool that you can use to code. So GPT-5 Codex was trained with a focus on real-world software engineering work. It's equally proficient at quick GPT-5 Codex is available everywhere you use. So GPT-5 Codex it sounds like it's specifically for agentic coding. And GPT-5 is more of a general coding agent, or like more of a general agent. Whoa, look at that. Welcome to Tetris World. Copilot just like brought this up right here. So I think that's what the key difference is. GPT-5 Codex is specifically for agentic coding, right? As you can see here, code refactoring task, it's like the accuracy is like 51% higher than GPT-5. And on the SWE benchmark, they're pretty close, though this rate's a little bit higher. So this page, did you read this page here? I would say that would be the biggest difference is like one is specifically tuned for agentic programming. So read here. Did you read? Is this the page that you read? Let me know. It is a lot of also business in between the words. So I'm going to write that down. What is the difference between GPT-5 and GPT-5 Codex? And I will write a blog post. GPT-5 and GPT-5 Codex. Does anyone else feel like everything is just moving so fast and there's truly no time to digest and absorb all the things? I don't even have a better way of saying it, but let's see what Copilot did. So let me go back to the CLI and tell you the prompt, right? So the prompt is what 3Dini here said. So I was like, oh, interesting idea. So I literally said to Copilot's CLI, what did I say? I'm scrolling very fast, man. Okay, I said, can you add a new page to the site that serves as a website template with a Tetris theme and maybe some interactive elements? Literally the comment that 3Dini posted. And look at that. Welcome to Tetris World. Experience a classic puzzle game like never before with stunning visuals and modern gameplay. What? This is a full landing page. Oh my goodness. I didn't tell it to do any of this. Look at that. Tetris World is born. Tetris World, so play full screen, and now it brought it up full screen and I can start playing the game. What? What do you think about what Copilot did with just like a one-shot prompt? Like it wasn't even a good prompt, you guys. Like it wasn't even a good prompt. I think it's nice too. I think this is incredible and this is going to unlock so much for us. I will say I'm very excited about having Copilot in my terminal. Absolutely. Exactly. Amazing. Yeah, I'm happy you think it's amazing, 3Dini. So let me play the game one more time, so I can try to redeem. Let's see. Okay, so this is, I'm just gonna put that one straight down. Where do you usually put this one? Are you gonna put it like on the bottom, or do I stack it like towards the middle of this one? You have to talk fast. It's like it's coming down. Oh no, it's gone. Maybe right there, and then hopefully there's like, so like this one, maybe put it over there. Rotate. Wait, how do you rotate? What? Listen. Another one. Why is it obsessed with this type of, why is it obsessed with this shape? I don't get it. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Thank you. So now I think she's gonna pop in there, but there's this is better, right? So I think if I do the rotation and get that, I can pop this down here. I didn't do what I thought. Okay, as you can see, I don't play the Tetris very often. So much so I call it the Tetris. That's how much I don't play this, but I think I may play it. So if I rotate, oh my goodness. Thank you, 3Dini. Thank you. I had no idea. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the rotate tip. That was very helpful. Very helpful. It's been over an hour. But I think our time is coming to an end. Okay, so wow, now that is interesting to build a landing page and more perfect for real-time website. Yeah, so imagine if you wanted to build like a website for a local business, right? Copilot CLI can help you do that really quickly, really accurately. And guess what? For a local business, you will have a lot more information to feed Copilot CLI. So it will have even more context on what to build. You know what I'm saying? Someone did ask if we're able to add images to Copilot CLI. So I just wanted to show you that you can. So if I take a screenshot here, I can boop. You see? I can boop. I can just drop it in there. And then let me see, can you see this image? So first thing to note is that the image isn't actually saved on my computer. So let's see if it can access the temporary item to see what the image is. But you can add images to the Copilot CLI. Yeah. So I can't view it directly. Hey, look at this interrupting the thing. Let's see. Let me take another screenshot. Hold on. Let me temporarily remove my screen. Okay. I don't want you guys in my Finder, in my Finder business. Let's see if I can use another screenshot. Okay, this looks like a picture here. So boop. Okay. Let's say, can you see this image? So this is saved on my machine. Oh, let me add this back. There we go. I'm installing this now. Yes. Mission accomplished. I wanted at least one person to install Copilot CLI Live with me. So that's great. If you want to install it, just do npm install at github/copilot. Make sure you have, I believe it's Node version 22 or higher, and npm version 10 or higher. And if you're using PowerShell, I think it's PowerShell v6 or higher. We'll verify that in the documentation to close out. Oh, it's not able to see the image. I promise you, I have used images with it before, but for some reason it's not looking at it. This happened to me earlier at the conference. I was doing demo. I've been doing demos all day. So I was doing a live demo and I was telling the engineers how incredible the MCP server is. And firstly, a lot of engineers were telling me that they had no idea what MCP was, what MCP servers was, and that you can connect like tools like GitHub Copilot to your external data sources. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I went on to my spiel, my very excitable spiel, and told them all about it. And then I was just like, oh, let me show you the Playwright MCP server for, to do some visual testing. And it failed. It didn't work. And I was like, oh my goodness. So this moment right here is reminding me of that from this morning. And I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all. Copilot is actually unbelievable. I agree. Please spread the message. Please spread the message. Spread the good news. Can Copilot CLI be used to generate a full WordPress theme or plugin template? I mean, I've never done a WordPress theme before, but if you're coding it from scratch, yes. If there's documentation that you can link it to. So like if I look up, right, I've never built one. So if I, forgive my ignorance. So right now, if I say like how to build a WordPress theme, boom, boom, boom. And there's like documentation here. There's so much documentation here, but you can link to any documentation and say, like, let me see. Can you help me build this Tetris site into a WordPress theme? If you don't know how to do this, ask me questions. Ask me questions. And so let's say Copilot says, a WordPress theme, interesting. Why would you want to do this with the tester site? I don't know. But let's say you wanted to go to the documentation site here. You can use a browser MCP server. So let's go to, don't worry, it's all gonna make sense. Hold on. It's all gonna make sense. Hold on. I don't know if there's a browser here. Chrome DevTools. No, I wanted like a browser. I want a browser MCP server. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. So there is a browser MCP. So let's say you give Copilot CLI access to a browser MCP, right? You can give it a link and then it will use the browser MCP to go out and read the documentation in the browser. And I'm pretty sure it can do it. I have no doubt, Raber. I have no doubt it can do it. Try it and let me know. Connect with me on LinkedIn because I would love to know if you try it. try it and let me know, okay? But I think I'm getting ready to wrap up here, guys. I know we've been having a lot of fun and we built this pretty Tetris website, but it's time to go. It's time to go. Let's see. Thank you for the applause, Christopher. Okay, so we learned about Copilot CLI. You learned about Tetris. This has been a great stream. Yes, Russell, I'm so glad you think so. I definitely learned about Tetris, and I think I'm gonna try to play it, and I may post like a little screenshot when I finally get it to do the thing properly. Installing this now, please do. 3D laughing at me. Even earlier, Sonia was telling me you have to flip the pieces. I completely didn't see it, Sonia, but thank you. Thank you all for being patient. Okay, so final comment, and then we're gonna skedaddle. Okay, so my workflow with Copilot prompt is: first, I write the task in a text file. Then I ask Copilot to create a markdown file with a more technical approach and present step-by-step tasks. Then I just ask it to implement those tasks. The better the prompts, the better the results. So I would say, yes, you can build that WordPress theme or plugin. Exactly. I agree, 3Dini. I 100% agree that you can build WordPress themes and plugins using Copilot CLI. Have fun, Raber, building, and do let me know how it turns out for you. But I believe this is the end, y'all. This is the end. We are coming to the end of the stream. And so my one ask of you is to do what? Go install the Copilot CLI, of course. Duh. And have fun building. The link is on the screen for you to install the Copilot CLI. Go ahead and go to this repository. Be sure to star it and, learn more about it. It looks like a lot of you already started, which is great. And go forth and build. To use the Copilot CLI, you do need to have Node.js v22 or higher, NPM v10 or higher, or PowerShell v6 or higher. You also do need an active GitHub Copilot subscription. So go forth and build, go forth and have fun, and enjoy the Copilot CLI. Use the /feedback command to let us know what you think. And as I like to say, happy coding, friends. Thank you so much for being with me today and joining me. I will see you next week. Bye. Bum, 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 bum.